Undefeated players, Loveless and Ben Hickey.
So let's see. Ben Hickey, former 2013 World Championship runner-up in the senior division, still going strong here with obviously undefeated, bringing an interesting team of Gengar, Aegislash, Kangaskhan, Rotom Wash, Garchomp, the second one we've seen today, and Sylveon for the first time. Lauren, new face here. She's a little low. She's got about 66 CP here, but she, with her undefeated streak, is poised to get a lot more at this tournament here today.
And she's participated at regionals before. She ended up with a top 64 finish, and she's been placing high at premier challenges in her area. So this might be the success she needs to keep moving up next year.
Oh yeah. And she brought Cresselia, Aerodactyl, Heatran, Sylveon, Bisharp, and Gastrodon. Interesting, the only potential mega here is that Aerodactyl here. While Ben has two potentials, Gengar and Kangaskhan. Well, Garchomp too, but I honestly don't expect that one to be holding a Garchomp right. So, looking at the team matchups here, I see some fun. I'm kind of hoping to see Skydrop from the Aerodactyl here. Some potential, and if it goes Mega here, can outspeed a non-Jolly Scarf Landorus, which, well, I mean, if only Ben had brought one, that, Lauren could actually take it down with that Aerodactyl. And of course, Ben bringing two Ghosts here, that could be problematic, or rather, two juicy targets for Lauren's Bisharp here. But either way, we saw a lot of offense on both sides here. As for leads, maybe Kangaskhan Gengar. That's actually a pretty classic lead. So.
All right, our players have chosen their 4 Pokemon and are starting to send them out on the field. Ben is sending out Sylveon and Kangaskhan, as Lauren sends out Aerodactyl and Sylveon.
Sylveon's all around, just staring each other in the eyes, like a mirror. How appropriate.
First 2 we've seen today, do you think our players are going to keep them on the field?
Actually, there's a pretty good chance of that with Air. But we might see a Protect from the Aerodactyl, maybe the Sylveons. I mean, sometimes they're choice specs, but we don't know yet for sure. But offensive-wise, even though Lauren has a speed advantage, the Aerodactyl, Kangaskhan hits a lot harder.
Yes. So first turn, Lauren decides to Mega Evolve her Aerodactyl, and Ben Hickey's going to do the same. So both players keeping their Megas on the field this time. See a possible Fake Out from Kangaskhan. Oh, instead it uses Protect, so that might suggest it actually doesn't carry Fake Out and instead has Protect. Aerodactyl sets up the Tailwind, so I guess that'll help out Sylveon. Aerodactyl's already faster than everything on the field, unless they're carrying
Lauren already
Star.
has a pretty good lead here with that Tailwind up, and Kangaskhan not making use of its offense here. The damage here, neither Sylveon has taken damage from a Life Orb, so we may be seeing a choice spec Sylveon on both sides here. That Aerodactyl took quite a bit though. Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan could finish it off probably.
Ben decides to switch out his own Sylveon for Aegislash, and Aerodactyl does get hit by a Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan, and that easily knocks it out.
And there it goes. Aerodactyl, that Mega, all it's done, one Tailwind and it's gone. But at least the Sylveon still gets another Hyper Voice off. Pretty significant damage to the Kangaskhan. Another hit will finish off, but the Aegislash, not much at all.
Well, I mean, that's okay, because they've got Tailwind up. If Ben leaves the Kangaskhan in, Sylveon can hit it with another Hyper Voice.
But Lauren still manages to capitalize on the situation. Even though she just lost her Mega, she got a chance to bring her Heatran for free there. And Heatran can easily finish off that weakened Kangaskhan and Aegislash. Assuming Lauren doesn't go with the Heat Wave here, then Aegislash's Wide Guard, if it's carrying it, would give Kangaskhan a chance to attack. And counterattack here.
I think
But-
Lauren realizes the danger of wide guard and takes out her own Sylveon. Instead, she's going to send in Gastrodon. Interesting choice. Aegislash does have the wide guard, so good prediction from Lauren. And Heatran's going with the
No.
Heat Wave. Unfortunately blocked by that.
Not great
wide guard.
prediction there from Lauren,
Well, she
unfortunately.
kind of predicted. She just
Kind.
didn't follow through with it. Kangaskhan with that return does a really
Wow.
big chunk of damage to Gastrodon. I mean, it's within Sucker Punch range,
You know,
too.
I bet that's actually a speedy offensive Gastrodon rather than a more defensive type. I mean, otherwise, it would be too slow to take advantage of the Tailwind boost.
Kangaskhan protects itself this turn again, and Heatran reveals Earth Power, unfortunately going into that protect. But Gastrodon does the same thing in Aegislash's place, knocks it out.
Finishing off the Aegislash there. No more wide guard there. Unfortunately, the Tailwind just peters out, and Lauren loses her speed advantage there. Just as a Garchomp comes in, one Earthquake, that'll take out the Gastron, that'll take out the Heatran. Bad time for the Tailwind to go out,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Tricky
And
situation.
without Aerodactyl, if she had saved the Aerodactyl for later, she might have gotten a chance to set another one up, but the situation's pretty dire for her. And even though both players are 3-3, Ben can easily take the offense right now. He's solid offense position.
Ben switches out his Kangaskhan and brings in that Sylveon we saw at the beginning of the match. As Garchomp does use Earthquake. Interesting choice to Earthquake his own Sylveon, perhaps realizing it's not going to be effective at all in the rest of the match.
Yeah. Well, his Kangaskhan just protected, didn't it?
True.
So he didn't
have
want to
an
risk
option.
losing the Kangaskhan so early.
Well, it pays off because Gastrodon and Heatran return to their trainers, and Garchomp reveals that it's actually carrying a Life Orb, so that could be valuable information for Lauren if she faces Ben again in the top cut.
Yeah, and Lauren's still despite this pretty heavy loss, which is almost assuredly sealed, she's still in a good position to go in a top cut here. There are 3 more rounds after this. And if she manages to win all of them, she's assured herself a chance in top cut.
So Kangaskhan returns that Sylveon, and that is the end of the match. Both players shake hands.
That was fast.
Yes.
Under 5 minutes.
Trading blows back and forth.
And of course, Ben, of course, still off to a pretty good start, and
I mean, it could just be that Ben is a more experienced player. I mean,
That
he's
is
been
true.
playing since, I believe, 2012, and then that huge success in 2013. Lauren, an up-and-comer, I wouldn't be discouraged at all losing to a player like Ben. I
no,
mean,
especially after her performance today, she's done
yeah.
amazingly well. And there are a lot of other very skilled, very experienced players in the field who were not undefeated at this point. So, she should definitely take heart and keep going forward. I mean, a lot of potential here, and we hope to see a lot more of her in these future regional tournaments. So,
So,
meanwhile.